Let's listen to The Killers by Ernest Hemingway, Level A2, Oxford Reading University.
The sun was already going down when two tall men entered Henry's cafe. They sat at the counter. They wore long black coats, silk scarves, and black gloves. One of them was named Al. His face was white and thin. He looked through the menu several times. However, he couldn't decide on his order. George suggested he get ham and eggs. Al took the advice. The other man, Max, ordered bacon and eggs. George brought 2 plates from the kitchen and put them on the counter. The men ate without taking off their gloves. Then Max noticed another man standing behind the counter. His name was Nick. "Hey, shall you go and join your friend there behind the counter, clever boy?" Al asked. George gave him a worried look but followed the instruction. "Is there a cook in the kitchen? Bring him here," Al ordered. "What is the matter?" George asked. "It is none of your business," Al said. "Move." George opened a small window behind the counter and called for the cook. When the cook appeared, Al ordered him to stand next to George. He ran his eye over the 3 men and pushed Nick in the back. "Shall we go to the kitchen, boy?" he asked. "You join us too, cook." Together, they went to the kitchen. Max was left alone with George. "What do you want?" George asked. "If you are a clever boy, you will guess for yourself," Max laughed. "I don't know," George said. "Did you hear that, Al?" Max shouted. "The clever boy here can't guess what we want." "Don't shout, Max, I can hear you just fine," Al replied. He opened the window and put a ketchup bottle under it to keep it open. "Move to the right, clever boy," Al told George. "And you, Max, move to the left a little bit." It seemed like he was arranging them to take a picture. "I will tell you what we want, clever boy," Max said. "We need to kill one Swede. His name is Ole Anderson. We know he has dinner here every night at 6. "Why do you want to kill him?" George asked. "A friend of ours asked us to," Max replied. "Shut your mouth, Max!" Al shouted from the kitchen. "You talk too much." "Well, I shall not keep my friend bored, shall I?" Max said, laughing. So I talked to him. "Listen to me, clever boy. If anybody comes, tell them the cook is gone. Then go to the kitchen to cook for yourself. You are a clever boy. I am sure you will manage." "And what are you going to do to us?" George asked. "That will depend on how you behave," Max replied. George looked up at the clock. It was 20 past 6. At 5 to 7, George said, "Ole is not coming." During that half hour, one person came into the cafe and asked for a sandwich to go. George went into the kitchen to fry some eggs and ham. In the kitchen, he saw Al. He was sitting in a chair by the window. A huge gun lay on the table next to him. Nick and the cook were in the corner of the room, tied up with their backs to each other. There were towels in their mouths. George made the sandwich, and the visitor left. The clock said 5 past 7. Max called out to his partner. Al went out of the kitchen, hiding his gun under his coat. "Let's go. There is no point in waiting," Max said. "What are we going to do to the clever boy and his friends?" Al asked. "Leave them alone," Max said. "Are you sure?" Al became worried. "I don't like it. It is too dangerous to leave them. You have said too much." "It is no big deal," Max said. "You got lucky this time, clever boy," Al told George. Then the men left. George watched their figures move away from the cafe, past the streetlight, and disappear into a dark side street. They looked like a couple of theater actors. George went to the kitchen and untied the men. They were very angry. "They have come to kill Ole Anderson," George said. "Nick, why don't you go to Ole and tell him they're looking for him?" "Don't get into this, boy," the cook said. "It is too dangerous." "I will go," Nick decided. The cook turned away. Nick went outside. The streetlight shone through the trees that no longer had leaves on them. He turned to a narrow street and soon came to the door of Ole's apartment building. A landlady opened the door to him. She led him all the way to the Swede's room. Nick knocked on the door and entered. Ole was lying on his bed with his clothes on. He was huge. The size of his bed didn't match his height. His legs were hanging off the end of the bed. He was a boxer in the past. Nick told him about the killers. It sounded very stupid as he told the story out loud. "It is good you haven't come to dinner tonight," he said. "They were going to kill us too." "There is no help for it," Ole said in a low voice. "Thank you for coming anyway." "We shall call the police," Nick suggested. "No, that won't help," Ole said. He lay on the bed looking hard at the wall. "I am going to lie like this for some time, and then I will come out. I just haven't been able to bring myself to get out of bed all day." "You should leave town," Nick said. "No, I am tired of running away from them," Ole said in the same quiet, lifeless voice. "There is nothing I can do about it. Thanks for telling me. Goodbye." Nick went out. As he was closing the door, he saw Ole Anderson turn his face to the wall. On his way out, he ran into the landlady. "He hasn't left the house all day," she said. "I don't know why he is feeling unwell. I'm very sorry to see him like this. He is such a lovely person." Nick went back to the cafe. George asked him about Ole. "He is lying there in his room and doesn't want to come out," Nick said. "He knows they are going to kill him sooner or later." "I don't want to hear about it," the cook's voice came from the kitchen. He closed the small window. "Perhaps he got into trouble back in Chicago," George said. "I think he just had the bad luck to get in somebody's way." "Perhaps," Nick said, and they were quiet. "I think I'm going to leave this town." "Good idea," George agreed. "I can't stop thinking about him lying there and knowing he is a dead man," Nick said. "Then don't think about it," George said.
English audiobooks, courses with your favorite movie heroes, awesome word games, and much more. The whole English classroom for your level, in one place, in the Iwa app. There are thousands of English books you can read, grammar and vocabulary lessons with popular movie characters. Stop wasting your time. Go to appiwa.com right now. Send this video to a friend who likes free audiobooks. And now, enjoy another English story.